Hey y'all, it's Lita Monet, and I'm here with Cedric, about to do his mental health check-in, and we're about to just chop it up. How you feeling?
I'm good today.
That's good.
Busy day, but
Busy days is good days.
yeah,
Stay productive.
for sure.
So when I bring guests on, I like to ask them to rate their mental health, a 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
A 9.
9?
Yeah, that's never perfect. So a 9.
Okay then. 9 is that's a real good stretch though. Like
I'm in
you be nice for real.
I'm in a real good place right now.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
What's the components of your 9?
A lot of self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding of others. So like things I've come to realize, like, and this is a quote actually in the Jay-Z interview,
Mm-hmm.
that things happen for you, not to you.
Mm.
So I've like fully embraced that. And somewhat compassion. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I can, I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand with the understanding. So I understand that things happen for me,
Mm-hmm.
good or bad, and then having compassion and understanding for, like, if somebody did something to me, just kind of being able to step outside myself and kind of look at it from their perspective too.
That's take a lot of willpower too, because I don't think I ever got that far. Like, let me see why you did. Like, I'm gonna just keep it baby steps.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get there.
my best friend, she always be like, "You crazy." But no, I mean, and I think that's part of like with my job as a manager too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to be able to step outside myself,
Yeah.
and understand like their perspective, or even if I'm negotiating a deal,
Mm-hmm.
being able to step outside of what I want, look at the potential partner and like their wants and what they want and why they're saying certain things and trying to like balance it up.
Okay. All right then. I appreciate your answer. We're gonna jump right into the first question.
Okay.
All right. What is something right now you feel like you need to let go of?
Ooh, I'm letting go. uh, anger, like anger.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do a better job of that. Like when something bothers me and makes me angry, just like kind of like relaxing my mind and just letting that go. Because what I find is the anger doesn't even hurt the other person; it hurts you more than it hurt them. So
Mm-hmm.
like when I'm angry, just trying to let that go.
Let it go. Do you act on impulse, like your emotions sometimes?
Sometimes
Sometimes. Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely gotta let that anger
I try
go.
not to let my emotions control me, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean I am human, so
Yeah.
there's definitely times where I've had an emotional reaction and
Mm-hmm.
done something, but I try to limit that as much as possible.
So how does that look with you being a manager? Like, how can you control that?
It's discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like discipline, like knowing when to, because everything doesn't require a reaction.
Right.
Sometimes it's okay to sit still and do nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I've learned that a lot. So it's like, just all right, let me sit back and think about this and not react to this right now,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll come back to it.
Yeah, I had to learn that too. Just dealing with high schoolers and having to like talk to parents now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just don't need to be responded to. So
No.
definitely feel that. That's some good advice. I ain't gonna lie. That's a real good one. Oh, for our next question,
Mm-hmm.
what would you forgive yourself for?
Ooh, what would I forgive myself for?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty deep question.
I like deep questions.
Um, going through, you got me going all the way back, like through the years. Like, I don't think I have anything that I need to forgive myself for. I don't regret, because I don't really regret shit that I did for real. Like, um, maybe, maybe like some things with my father, like my biological father, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but not even that, right? Because it's like, again, that was probably like my very first lesson in letting go of anger,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a lot of things that I was angry with him about,
Mm.
and I felt that was, again, it was harming me more than it was harming him.
Yeah.
So I had to let go of that, and then as I got older, maybe I want to say because he ended up passing a few years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But maybe like a year before he passed, I kind of was able to have a talk with him and understand his perspective of why he did the things he was doing or why he was moving the way he was moving. And I did not agree with it, but I understood it.
Yeah.
I understood it. Because he was, he had a lot of demons that he was dealing with. And he just explained to me that, I had my grandfather, I had my uncle, I had my stepfather, I had like these positive black males in my life. And he felt like if he would have been around or forcing himself around, he would have like maybe fucked me up in some kind of way. Because he wouldn't have been the best example of being that male figure in my life that I needed. So, like, I got it. I don't agree with it
You can
because
understand it, but you just don't agree with it. Because at the same time, everybody want their parents with them. So, like, I mean, and
and just being a father, right? Like, I'm not nowhere near the. I ain't gonna say I'm near the perfect father. Like, I'm a damn good father, but I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. Like, even me and my oldest son, we have things where he felt certain ways about certain things I've done. But I've been there.
Yeah.
I was always there. So it's like that was one complaint he couldn't have. Like, me and him talked about different things of how he felt, but like I was there. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Like, even if I was like, because I had my kid I had my oldest son when I was 18. So like my life was nowhere near together. So it was times where I was like messed up and wasn't financially in the position I wanted to be in, but I was there now, no matter what.
Okay, then.
So yeah, so that was kind of. But yeah, I don't think it's nothing. I don't really got no regrets in life for real. Like it's nothing that I've done. Like, damn, I regret that I did that.
I mean, sometimes that's just the valid answer. Like, I don't forgive myself for nothing. Like, it happened.
Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying, like about like you had your son young, and what's the mental strain with that, with being a man?
What, having a kid young? Just again, just the responsibility. Like, because as the man, you are the protector, the provider, the stabilizer of everything around you. So when you can't do that properly, it can be like stressful.
Okay, who was helping you out with that? Like just your mind and keeping you like somewhat sane with it?
My mother.
Yeah,
My mother was even though, and it's crazy because me and my mom, we had an up and down relationship. Like I probably say from like 17 is when it was like real rocky with me and my mom. Probably all the way till I was like 27 for real. Like during that time period, because she was going through the divorce with my stepdad, so she had her own stresses in her own life. And me, I'm a very like logical person, right?
yeah.
So, and I think even as a kid, I was like that as a kid. So it's like if something don't make sense to me, I'm gonna speak my mind about it. And it was certain things that she would do or say that didn't make sense to me, and I would speak my mind. And I was a kid, and she looking at me like, "Shut up!" Like, but I'm like, this don't make sense. And then I just had my own personal feelings about it. But when I had my son, like she definitely, even though whatever we had going on, she definitely was always there and had my back. I say even my son, his mother, her mother,
Okay.
like she helped out a lot too. Like not necessarily like with my mental state, but she was definitely like supportive. And they all, I think it was all collected, and even my son mom. And we didn't get along at all for a lot of years. We cool now,
But
but
y'all just made that village.
yeah, we made it work. And then like I literally tell anybody I couldn't have became who I am without them in my life. So,
and that's absolutely fine to just like be able to say like give people their credit when it's due.
Yeah.
Even, like regardless of where y'all standing at in life, or if y'all like each other, don't like each other, like still give the credit to like who was there.
Yeah.
So in my journal, I do touch on childhood trauma. I touch on support system, dating, friendships, career and goals, and forgiveness. Forgiveness is the very last chapter, because that's like the very last thing that you really need to do when it come down to all the steps of grief and stuff like that, or whatever you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to dive into your friendships. What advice would you give to somebody that just like went through one of the worst friendship breakups?
Sometimes you gotta learn not to give a fuck. I had a friend who, he was my dog, right? And we did like early in my career. Like, so first of all, we knew each other as kids.
Okay.
And then we linked back up like in our like young adult life. And then he was part of like my early musical journey. So he was my dog. Now he was a flawed individual, and there was certain people that felt a certain way, but I was always riding with him as my dog. And he just did something like to that it really threw me off, and it was like really hurtful. And I really just had to step away like from him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see him now, it's cool, we cordial, but it'll never be the same because like the level of trust,
it ain't there.
I don't think it'll never be there because it was like, you know, people go through whatever they go through, but it just the way he played it was a certain situation. The way he played, it was like, damn, really, dog? Like, what's that about? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I just like kind of like put it out my brain and just really stop giving a fuck.
Okay then. I only bring that up only because a lot of people like to think about like victimizing themselves when they come down to certain things. Like they'll hold it against people, and you'll see it in your relationships. Like you'll see,
like they hold that against other people. So yeah, no, so let me touch on that. Like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in taking something from one situation and placing it on somebody else. Right. Because I feel like you miss your blessings like that. Yeah. I let everybody, when you come into my life, everybody is equal opportunity. So everybody has their opportunity. Like, it start with, you got a clean slate. And it's on you, or however you take that clean slate. So no, I'm not going to put something that somebody else did on me on somebody else. I'm going to deal with each individual person as their own individual. I'm going to trust you until, so first of all, like, I don't kind of let people put in a situation where they can do anything crazy to me. But I'm going to trust you till you show me you can't be trusted. Yeah. Okay. With the holidays coming up, we're going to make this a little lighter. What are you grateful for right now? Grateful. I'm grateful for my children. My children are everything. And then I have a grandson now. I'm grateful for just my mother. Grateful for my friends. I got some really incredible friends. I'm grateful for God's grace. That should have been my first answer. Because everything I've done is literally, I ain't gonna say I ain't work for it, but it's literally been like me just following the path that God puts in front of me and just trusting and having complete faith in God, and everything be working out. I know that's right. Yeah. Love that. Yeah. So how do you go about self-doubt? You have doubt. Everybody, I mean, I think that's just human nature. Again, just shake that shit off. I might take a day to myself and like, all right, let me just take some days I will take a mental break where I try not to answer the phone or not do too much. I just kind of chill in the house and, you know, listen to some music or watch TV or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And not really like engage in nothing too much that day. But you know, just shake it off. Sometimes we'll get in a hole or something like that and we feel like we need a Hail Mary to get out of it. And then sometimes you gotta literally just walk that shit down. Like, you gotta just one step in front of the other and just really like baby step it out and everything work out. Like, I went through that recently. I went through that this year. Like, it was like 3 months in a row. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Was going wrong. And it's like, damn, like this shit crazy. But I just sat down. I prayed. And I told God, I was like, just get me through it. Like, I'm trusting you. Just get me through it. Whatever blessings you see fit for me. And then literally, it's just like, it just started piecing together, like little by little, and everything started piecing together. And it was like literally like when I need something to happen, like it might not be the biggest blessing in the world, but it'd be enough to do whatever I needed at that time. Yeah, and it's like, all right, bet, and then just keep doing that.
I think that's another reason why I started to journal. Like I feel like when you write stuff down, it's like you're not saying it to everybody. You're not saying exactly what you want or what you need or how you feel to everybody. So it's like nothing can be brought right back to you. They can't throw it at you. And then like it really starts to happen because you can check it off. And it's just like, it just feels so good to journal. I don't know. You got to do it just to know.
So I haven't. So I'm interested in. I know, like we've met and you were telling me about it. So I'm interested to do it because I don't like physically write it down. Like I be having more like be having stuff in my mind. So it's like I be checking off stuff in my mind. So I do want to try to like physically write it down and look at it and then go from there. But I haven't gotten to it yet. So
you honestly got to start baby steps because with me, I didn't really used to be like a journal type of person. Like I write stuff down, like going to the grocery store and stuff like that. But that's your baby steps. Like write stuff down. But what really did it for me was when I started school in college.
How long you been in school?
I was in school for 3 years.
Okay.
So I graduated in 2022. But when I started, when I was 18, my boyfriend died. He got stabbed to death.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
Yeah. So when I went to school, it was just a bunch of like, I was at a PWI, predominantly white. And I couldn't, like, I didn't feel right just saying that to people. Like, yeah, you got stabbed to death. I felt like people was judging me and stuff like that. So I would just start to journal. Like, at some point, I got to come to terms with it. Like, I'm by myself on campus. None of my friends came to college with me. So I'm really by myself. So once I did that, I'm not going to lie, I stopped journaling. Like, I never went full-fledged into journaling until I started seeing stuff kind of like get better a little bit. And that was like around when COVID was here. Like, my grades got better because I did go and apply to drop out. Like, I did my paperwork to drop out of school, and he wouldn't let me. Like, he ripped it up.
Who's your advisor? Oh, okay.
So he ripped that up, and every time I see him when I go back on campus, I just be like, thank you. Like, my life just got so much better. Like, I feel like if I would have dropped out, I would have been like at a standpoint of just doing nothing.
That was like your angel.
Yeah, so I always thank him.
And we have angels like I believe in that kind of, like I believe in like angels, demons, because they like exist and they walk among us for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there was definitely like God, like
he was exactly where he needed to be that day because I was ready, like turning it in. But when I graduated, or like around that year when I was getting ready to graduate, I was just like going back to that old journal, and it was like teardrops in it where I couldn't really continue to write out like, oh yeah, he died, like, here, like I just didn't want to do it.
Like literally, like you crying.
Like it was teardrops, like crusty tears on a piece of paper. And that journal looked, it was just like it's on sight, like. But yeah, they definitely humble you. It sits you down. It teach you discipline, like. Because you have to sit there and be still with your emotions and how you feel. So that's why I really push journaling.
Let me ask you a question. So what put you in the position where you wanted to spread the word about how journaling helped you?
When I worked in a psych ward, I was talking to this 16-year-old because I worked with the kids too. And she was just like, she was mad and she was like punching people and going around like, And I was asking her, like, what's wrong? Like, why are you, like, being so aggressive? She was like, somebody took my journal. Like, that's all I got. That's all I got is my name, all my business in there, everything I love. Like, it's a sacred. Like, it's real sacred to somebody. So I'm like, you can call it a diary, whatever you want to call it. But that's just, like, it's sacred to somebody. So I was like, let me just start, like, seeing how it really helped people. So I would start asking other people around the hospital. I'm like, do you got a journal? And everybody in there would be like, yeah, I need it. Like, I really need, I can just draw and I'll be straight. Or I could just write this down, I'll be straight. If I'm mad, that's that. If you don't want to get hit today, you might as well give me a journal. Like, it kept them sane. So that's when I was just like, oh yeah, you need to see the benefits of this journaling stuff. And you got to actually like have the willpower to do it.
How long did you work in the psych ward?
3 years. Okay. It was the best job ever.
I think if I didn't do music, I might have maybe wanted to get into like psychology or something like that.
Yeah, that's what my degree is in right now. We're on psychology every day.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get away from it. You overthink, you thinking, you got thoughts in the back of your mind. All this stuff is psychology. Life is psychology. Having emotions is a human thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you are entitled to feel how you feel at the end of the day. But how you react to it and how you treat it, that's what's gonna mess you up.
No, for sure. I think some people scared to like deal with their emotions
Hmm.
and really tap into them. Emotions is crazy. Like we really got to get in your head.
So what advice would you give yourself, your younger self, looking at you now?
Trust your instincts.
Hmm.
Um, just be self-aware. Like I say, just don't don't hold on to anger. That's what I would tell my younger self. Like I would have learned that faster. But again, I don't regret the pace at what I found it and the things that happened. But yeah, if I would have talked to my younger self, that's what I would tell them. Like that's what you need to do.
Okay, then. And I was gonna ask if you think your younger version of yourself would be proud of you, but I'm pretty sure he'd be
No, for
very
sure.
proud of you.
No, for sure. He proud of me. He for sure proud of me. Um, See, one thing that happened to me too that I think was like triggering. Um, Three of my best friends was murdered.
Mm.
Like at the same time.
Same time.
Yeah, they was all
I'm
like,
so sorry to hear that.
yeah. That was like a crazy. Like my youngest son is named after two of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was like a very like crazy time in my life because it was like these are the people that you spend a lot of time with.
Mhm.
Um, and they was like gone like that. Like it was like crazy. Like and like it really helped me with like actually pursuing my career.
Yeah.
Because one of them, me and him was like maybe probably like the week before that, or it might have been like 2 weeks before that. It wasn't much sooner than that. We was having a conversation because I was having like self doubt, like, damn, do I really want to do this?
Mhm.
Like, I didn't really have the support of people who believed in it because nobody in my family did music or
Yeah.
knew anybody who did music professionally. So it was kind of like I was bullshitting for real to them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you need to go get a job. You need to go to the plant. You need to do
They
this. You
ain't
need
see
to
the
do that.
vision.
They for sure they couldn't see it. And then that's when I learned like just understanding like I'm not mad at them that they couldn't see it. They just don't know.
Mhm.
And I was kind of having like, damn, should I do this or like I was just like on the fence. And he just told me like, bro, he was like, do that shit. He was like, forget what everybody talking about. Don't worry about what nobody talking about. Nobody opinion matters. If that's what you want to do, just do it and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when that happened, um, yeah, I just went full fledged on doing it, and it was crazy because like we was like big Rockefeller fans, right? And then one of the guys that ended up being he's still one of my mentors to this day is Lenny Santiago.
Mhm.
So he's from the original Rockefeller. So like it was crazy, like me and him embracing me, then me started being around and stuff. But they was gone. But it's like, dang, it's crazy. Like Lenny S is like my friend. That shit used to blow my mind.
Mhm.
Like so yeah, it was one. I was like, yeah, they are like they right here though. They see it. They around. They energy around. So yeah, that was crazy.
Man, I bet. In my head, I'm truly meant to be an entrepreneur, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what lane I was in. So once I got into psych, I'm a very emotional and in tune person.
Mm-hmm.
So when people not feeling right in the room, I can feel it. Like, I just be knowing like mental health now, like, this gotta work. My
Mm-hmm.
journal gotta work. Like, this is what I'm doing.
No, but it's like, and it's dope because it's like, it's a very positive thing.
Mhm.
Um, because I think a lot of people neglect mental health.
Mhm.
Like you see people posting them in the gym and like physical health. Now, physical health is important, right?
Yeah.
But mental health is just as important, if not more important, than
Yeah.
your physical health. It's like you got to be in tune because you could be physically in shape, but your mental could be like fucked up. Like,
Yeah. And when you brought up the thing like how your family just didn't know
yeah.
with the business, like, I feel the same way with my people around me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't a secret that a lot of people, Black families, they don't seek therapy. They don't
Mm-hmm.
think therapy is important. So it's like when I just came out the blue, like, oh yeah, let's do mental health check-ins, let's go to therapy, y'all. It was like they looking at me like, what's wrong with you? But it don't gotta be absolutely anything wrong with you. So it's like, I know, like, me pushing it, I can't be too pushy with it because it is a touchy subject and it's complex. Like, you just,
I think it's just like the connotation that comes with therapy. I think people
it's
think,
negative.
yeah, they think if you therapy, something's wrong with me, and it's like, it's nothing wrong with you. It's just like these are things. It's things that happen to us that you know what irk me. People will take things and then sweep it under the rug, right? And then the analogy is like, just because you put it under the rug don't mean it's not there.
Right.
Now the rug just lumpy. So now I'm gonna trip over the rug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, it's cool because you can't see it. And you can pretend like it doesn't exist because you don't see it, but it's still there. And at some point, you fuck around and break your neck tripping over the rug.
Yeah.
So it's like, you might as well just deal with it.
Yeah, because everything gonna pile up. That's how I feel with, like, anything. Like, you can have stuff bottled in, but if you don't get it out in some type of healthy way, it don't even got to be to the person that did it to you. Like, just get it out. That's what therapy is for. That's what close friends is for. That's what self-forgiveness really is for. Like, honestly, forgiving somebody is not for them. Forgiving somebody is really for you. Because you just got to be like, okay, cool. You're going to get handled. God going to do it. Karma going to do it. I don't have to do nothing. But forgive it and let it go. Because dwelling only going to make stuff worse.
Yeah, for sure, because it becomes heavy on you. And then that's why you see a lot of people, the drug use, and alcohol abuse, and all that, because they're using all these things as masking agents to not think about this, because all this stuff be in their mind and they be dwelling and it be heavy on them. So then they turn to that because when they in them states, they're not thinking about it. They just have this blank mind.
Yeah.
Because they high or intoxicated or whatever, and it's like, that shit ain't good either.
Nah.
Because then you end up doing shit or getting into shit that, like, you can't undo sometimes.
We're getting ready to wrap up this mental health check-in, and for our last question, I'm going to ask you to name me 3 of some good things that happened from last week to this week.
3 positive things that happened. Big or small?
Big or small?
Well, this weekend I got to spend some time with my grandson.
Okay.
So that was dope. Always good to I be running around and be working and doing a lot of stuff, and my son be working, and so it's always good to just, spend time with, my grandson and get to kick it with him. My youngest son, he had a basketball game, a really good game. They won, so it's just dope. It's dope, like, watching him grow up and, like, mature and become like, grow into becoming a young man. So that was dope. It was an exciting game because he was actually playing against he played football. So him and the other star player on the football team,
they knew each other.
They go to opposite middle schools. So for basketball, they was playing against each other. So
okay, then.
that was dope. It just worked, like, a lot with work. Like, it's just a lot of positive things going on with work. Like, a lot of my clients are doing a lot of positive things and just good forward progression. So yeah, like, big on, like, doing, like, hard ticket shows. You know what I'm saying? So, and, like, develop, because she's been doing a lot of work and she's went through a lot of shoot. That's probably, like, somebody that, like, hold me accountable too for, like, mental health. Like, me and her, like, talk about a lot of stuff because we, like, been, like, hand in hand going through stuff. Like, she has stuff she's been going through. I had stuff I was going through. So, like, that's somebody, like an accountability partner.
Okay, then.
So it's, like, dope to just see her, like, flourishing. Just on a human level, just see her flourish. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
So y'all, that's been our mental health check-in here with Cedric. And tune in, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know who you want to see on here next. All right, big. All right. Yes, that was great. Yeah. Great.